and gentlemen, this is Shadowhunter back with another Space Marine 2 build guide out for you guys here today. Now, we are starting with the Tactical today. Coming up on the Tactical, he was my main for the longest time, just before I started playing Bulwark. Sorry, excuse me. I absolutely love the Tactical. The Tactical is one of the strongest classes in the game, especially when it comes to taking out major threats, though he can do a lot of ad clearing as well, and I will showcase that in the gameplay here later on. So let's start with the perk tree, as usual with any build guide that you see. If this is all you wanted to see right here, if this is all you wanted to see, you could pause it, copy the tree right here, and you can leave the video if you would like. But now let's go ahead and go over why I use each perk in each tree, how I go into it. Let's just get this started. In the first slot, I am currently using the balanced distribution. You cannot go wrong with this perk. Primary weapon deals 10% more damage, but your secondary weapon deals 10% less. You're not going to be using your pistol a whole lot with this build, and you will see later on as to why. But as of right now, this is just the best in slot in my opinion. It's the first perk you unlock, and it helps you out a ton. Relentless Pursuit in the second column. After a gun strike, range damage increases by 25% for 5 seconds. There are so many different opportunities that you can take to get a gun strike. That extra 25% damage should be up the majority of the time. If you would like, you can run Heightened Vigor just until you unlock the Relentless Pursuit. I don't like this perk, never have liked this perk. But I also don't do a whole lot of perfectly timed dodges. It's probably why I don't like Assault. Versatility is also nice, but again, that's just increasing damage for your secondary weapon, and if you want to use it, you can, because it'll help you balance out the balanced distribution from earlier and give you 10% increased damage instead of the 20% because we're using the other perk. If you would like, you can also run the Kraken Penetrator rounds. I don't personally use them, and I will show you why later. But again, just stick with the first perk in the first column. Emperor's Vengeance is the best end slot when it comes to the third column. The third column, the third core perk, Emperor's Vengeance. This will give you unlimited grenades in your grenade launcher. Awesome, awesome perk. Whether you're using the Melta, the grenade launcher, whatever it is you're using, you need to be running the Emperor's Vengeance. You will be putting out so much damage constantly with this perk. Infinite ammo. You don't have to rely on ammo boxes. You could give them to your team. Awesome perk. Recoil is reduced by 10%. You can use this if you would like to. I don't really like it. After a finisher, the equipped ranged weapon reloads automatically. Levels 1 through 8, go ahead and use Final Shot until you get to the level that you unlock this, which I believe is 22 or 20. No, it's 21. Or maybe it's 20. It's 20. Whenever you get to level 20 and you unlock Emperor's Vengeance, use this perk. It will save your life. Now, when it comes to your team perk, I like the Transhuman Physiology. All squad members restore 30% more contested health. This is just going to help your entire squad stay alive a lot longer and increase their ability to heal. Awesome, awesome perk. Very helpful when it comes to the team. You can also increase range damage by 5% for all squad members. This is a good one as well. If you don't want to use the Transhuman Physiology, I would go with Aligned Aim. Levels 1 through 8, of course, go ahead and grab the first perk for a little bit until you unlock Aligned Aim, and then you could choose between the two bottom ones. They're interchangeable. I personally like Transhuman Physiology. For your first gear perk, I use Priority Targeting. The mark from Auspex scan lasts 8 seconds longer with a base of 8 seconds. That increases it to 16 seconds right there which will balance out something else that we take later on in the perk tree. But Auspex Scan ignores Minoris enemies. To be completely honest, Minoris enemies are trash mobs. You do not need them marked if you're using your Auspex Scan on a group of Minoris enemies. You do not need to be playing tactical. As much as I hate to tell you that, that is a skill issue when it comes to fighting Minoris enemies. You do not need to scan Minoris. You should be scanning Majoris and up. Vital data is good until you unlock this perk. A lot of tactical builds rely on vital data. I do not like it. The increased time of your Auspex Scan, the increased mark, is just so much more worth it to me. This is going to be a little bit of a rant on these next couple of gear perks. I use Battle Focused. Battle Focus, a perfectly timed parry, gives the parried enemy a mark from Auspex Scan. I use a fencing chainsword. I am parrying everything. If you parry a Majoris or Extremis or even a Terminus level enemy, you are giving them an Auspex Scan. That is a free scan, automatically. And remember, you took the increased duration on priority targeting. That also applies to Battle Focus. You are getting so much use out of this. Do not use precise calibration. Do not get baited. Enemies marked by Auspex Scan take an additional 75% damage, but Auspex's scan radius is reduced by 25%. With this perk, it is going to be hard to target. Let's say you have a group of Majoris enemies. You're not going to be able to hit every single one of them with that scan. You are going to waste it, especially with the other perk that people use with this build that they set up. Do not use precise calibration. Expert timing in the next column is what I use. Enemies marked by Auspex Scan take an additional 100% damage, but the mark's duration is reduced by 4 seconds. Oftentimes, I see too many people use concentrated fire. Do not use concentrated fire. You are getting baited into using this by those YouTubers who are putting out these videos, getting millions and millions of views, even hundreds of thousands of views. They are baiting you. Do not use this. I am begging you. If you're using this along with the reduced scan radius, no enemy is going to stay in that radius long enough for you to put out a decent amount of damage on that enemy. You're going to struggle to take down a Terminus level enemy a lot of the time by yourself if you are running solo. I typically run solo. If you're not running solo, you're still going to struggle to actually get that done. No enemy is going to stay still long enough for you to put out significant damage to them with this build. You can use close targeting all the way up until you unlock expert timing. Expert timing is going to change your life when you get this. Do not use concentrated fire. Marked for Death is what I personally use in the signature column. The reason I use it, it's a 120-second cooldown, and I can use that to one-shot any Extremis enemy, including Zoanthropes, your Raveners, your Lictors. You can use it for any Majoris enemies, including Chaos enemies. It is so good. It also includes Terminators on Chaos enemies. Such a good perk. You don't have to use it all the time. That's the thing. You can literally just mark an enemy with your Auspex Scan, pull out your pistol, and fire it into the enemy's head, and it will down them immediately without hesitation. That takes out one enemy that could possibly do damage to you. So worth it. Especially when you're fighting Zoanthropes and your team is struggling with them. Take them out as quickly as you possibly can. You could also use Radiating Impact if you would like to. However, I'm going to go ahead and warn you, it's not going to do a whole lot to your Tyranid type enemies. Tyranid enemies, already a lot of them are going to die as soon as you take out a Majoris level enemy or a Extremis level enemy. You're not going to get a whole lot of functionality out of this perk unless you're executing Minoris enemies. And the cooldown's 90 seconds. You're not going to get a lot of effectiveness out of this, not compared to Marked for Death. Signal Jammer is also good. You could switch between Signal Jammer and Marked for Death, and you could decide which one you would rather use. These are interchangeable for me as well. Even I switch between the two ever so often. But I personally like Marked for Death more. That's my personal opinion. If you don't agree, leave a comment down below, and you could tell me how you would like to run your tactical. I would love to hear it. Now we'll go back and we'll go ahead and move on to the primary weapon, which I use the grenade launcher variant of the bolt rifle. Such a good gun. A lot of people want to run the Melta, and I get that. It's a very strong gun too. But in my opinion, I much rather prefer to use the grenade launcher, especially since we are getting those grenades back so fast all the time. Such a good build. As we go into the perk tree here, I have the increased magazine size, which is just nice to actually have because you have extra grenades on top of that. You could just spam grenades. This increases your grenades magazine size as well. The very next one, when your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by a full magazine. This also refills your grenades. Again, just another way to fill your grenades up. So good. Maximum spread decreases by 10%, not too worried about that. After using a class ability, maximum spread decreases by a further 25% for 5 seconds. Again, not too awfully worried about that. It's great and all, but no big deal. Damage increases by 10% against Terminus enemies. This will be your Hive Tyrant, your Carnifex, your Neurothrope, things like that, your Hellbrute even. Anything with a boss bar, you are doing 10% extra damage to. This also applies to your grenades. It is very helpful. Killing an enemy restores armor 0.5 seconds earlier. This is just nice because you're going to wipe out entire swarms pretty quickly. And this doesn't have a cooldown on it, meaning that you can reduce your armor regeneration cooldown so much and just get your armor back so fast. It can be very helpful. The maximum ammo reserve of this weapon increases by 20%. This is just 20% more grenades. You're not going to be firing this weapon a whole lot. You will ever so often, as you will see in my gameplay here later on. But the main thing you're focused on with this is the grenade launcher. Shots will penetrate enemy block stances, dealing 25% of the usual damage. So you're still going to do damage to those blocking Tyranids, those blocking Terminators, things like that. If they're blocking, you're still going to deal damage to them. It's not going to be a lot, but you're still going to deal damage to them with the actual shots if you do choose to fire this weapon as the bolt rifle and not the grenade launcher. After killing 10 enemies in rapid succession, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. You will be doing this constantly with the grenade launcher. It is nice. You will wipe out a swarm, then almost one-shot a Majoris or Extremis level enemy with your grenade. Awesome. Love it. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum. More grenades again. It's just more and more grenades. We're stacking those grenades up as high as we can get them so we never run out. Damage against Tyranid enemies increases by 10%. The reason I grabbed that is because typically, again, like I said in the last video, the Bulwark video, if you missed that one, go ahead and go back and watch that one. Then come back to this one. I typically focus on the Tyranid missions. I like doing both, but as with a lot of the community, I tend to lean more toward the Tyranid type enemies, as they are more fun to fight. Nobody really likes the Chaos enemies as much as I hate to say that. We'll go back, we'll go ahead and go to the bolt pistol. I do like the bolt pistol. Other people do not, I do. I choose the beta for the Ophidian Liberation just because it has the most damage out of the three. And with the tactical, you do not really need the extra ammo since you're getting ammo back constantly. You're also not going to use your pistol a whole lot as the tactical. We'll go into that in the gameplay. So now I'm going to go ahead and go over to the perk tree. I am pure bottom tier. The reason I am pure bottom tier is it helps out a lot. Damage increases against 10% by 10% against Terminus enemies. Messed that one up almost. One, if you're using a tactical, you're not going to really use your pistol against a Terminus level enemy. If you are, more power to you, but personally, I wouldn't do so. After a perfectly timed dodge, you deal 25% more damage for 5 seconds. This is still nice, because even if you're using your, let's say you got your pistol out, you do a perfectly timed dodge, you can switch to your primary and that will still count. You will still be getting that 25% more damage. Iron Grip, after a gun strike, recoil is reduced by 35% for 5 seconds. This is still nice. Again, you're not going to use your pistol a whole lot, and you're not going to use the bolt rifle a whole lot as a rifle, but more of a grenade launcher. Damage increases by 10%. This is just nice to get those one-shot headshots on the Minoris enemies that are alone in a group. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum, just extra magazine. When your health is below 30%, killing 10 enemies in rapid succession restores health by 5%. This just gives you a little bit of survivability. You already have a lot as the tactical. Tactical is really easy to play and a lot of fun. Magazine size increases by 15% of the maximum, and damage increases by a further 10%. So now we will go into the Chainsword. This is by far one of my favorite actual melee weapons in the game. I do not like the Power Fist, but I love the Chainsword. Let's go ahead and go into this one, because this one's actually pretty interesting. Of course, we have the melee damage increases by 5%. Heavy attacks restore 100% more contested health. Applies to the following attacks: quick punch, front kick, shoulder bash, and stomp. This is really nice if you are low health and you need to get back some of your contested health. Hit one of these. Let's say you're surrounded and you hit that stomp. You have a white contested health bar. Let's say you have a Bulwark on your team. He drops his banner. You get that maximum contested health. You hit a stomp. You're full health. Such a good ability. 5% increase, 10% increase in melee damage total. Light combo length increases from 4 to 5 strikes. This is just nice for the extra cleaving, the extra melee to take out some of those larger enemies or those larger swarms. Melee damage against Tyranid enemies increases by 10%. Again, not worried about Chaos enemies. When I do fight Chaos as the tactical, not worried about meleeing them a whole lot. It's nice to melee them because you're able to take them out a lot easier. Melee damage against Minoris enemies increases by 20%. Self-explanatory, you're going to be almost one-shotting them. Switches punch with full throttle. This gives you a new ability. Hold the attack button to prepare the attack. Damage increases by 100% per 1 second while preparing. You could prepare this for 3 seconds before letting it go. However, you have to be careful because you could still take a lot of damage while you're preparing this. So make sure if you're going to do so, you're in an area where you could do so and get away with it. Then melee damage against extremist level enemies increases by 15%. Always a nice addition to the build. Now, we are going to go ahead and go into the gameplay. If you were watching on YouTube, go ahead and we will see you in a second.
secure the Minotaur depot in no time, Lieutenant.
Okay, here we go. We are in the ballistic engine. I love this mission. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. All of these Tyranid missions are actually really nice. That's gonna be one of the only times that you're really gonna fire bolt rifles when you have a long shot like that you can hit. Something about the bolt rifle though that you're gonna have to struggle with is the fact that ever so often when you do fire, you're gonna have the sound be glitched out and it's gonna sound like you're constantly firing for a while. Just fire again, it'll fix itself. Grenade launcher. In order to switch to the grenade launcher, just like you would zoom on another weapon, just click the stick. On Xbox and probably PlayStation, it is the right thumbstick while you're aiming down the sights. I'm not sure what it is on PC, just click on that and you will switch to the grenade launcher. It does massive damage. You're able to get a lot done. It does not stun teammates. I know there was a myth going on for a little while that it stunned teammates. It does not stun teammates. However, it does do massive damage. And unlike the Melta, you can fire it pretty far. Meaning that you can deal damage to a lot of different enemies. I am looking for relic armory data. There is some that can spawn in that one. It can also spawn in the open room that is up here on the top. I'll show you that to you when I get there. Not too worried about them shooting me. They're not going to do a whole lot of damage. Relic data can spawn in here, so can a gene seed. I'm going to go ahead and get that. Again, just wiped out that entire swarm, no problem. Right there's the relic data in the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. And now, hit him, get that, get my grenades back. Down him, take these guys out. I've already got my armor back just because of that perk that we picked up on our bolt rifle. Take this guy out. Again, so simple. Tactical makes the game so simple. You are struggling. If this is a class that you are struggling with, level it up. Level it up. Your patience is definitely going to be rewarded. Take him out. This should give me my grenades back. Yep, got my grenades back. There's an extremist level enemy somewhere. Yep, Zoanthropes. Honestly, kind of unfair the amount of damage that these grenades can deal. I just downed that Zoanthrope so fast. This is on Ruthless difficulty, by the way. If you look right there in the top left corner, this is on Ruthless difficulty. I've already got the relic data. The zoanthropes are dead. And I'm full on ammo. Again.
Prepare for low visibility.
Moving into the building now. I'm going to go to the right, see if the gene seed is over here. It might be, might not. A gene seed can spawn in here. So right there is the data slate. I'm not sure if anything can spawn in here. I know there could be crates, but that's about it. What I know on that one. He's down.
You do not strike me as lax, brother. When next I visit the museum,
I would be honored.
I definitely should not have tried to block that or parry it. That's fine. He's still down. Did nothing to me. That was a weird glitch. Interesting though. Go ahead and get that gun strike. Rooms like this are where the tactical becomes particularly deadly. These forced areas where you're gonna have a lot of majors and extremist enemies spawn. This is where the tactical really starts to shine. I'm gonna keep my frag grenades. I am gonna grab this other stem.
Awaiting your instructions.
close warhead to that train. Understood?
Acknowledged. Commence. Routines. Attention. Services not found. Operators required to complete the transport process.
The only time I really use my pistol on this build is literally just to get gun strikes with it. Carnifex did spawn. If you remember the last video, I died to a Carnifex with the Bulwark. Bulwark struggles a lot more with the Terminus level enemies. And I will start taking him out just as soon as I get rid of a lot of these other enemies. Take him out, start dealing with the Carnifex, because he's gonna have to go this time. I don't have an option of running away like I did last time. Scan him. I am going to go ahead and use a stem. See if I can get a parry on him. I might not get one, I might just die here.
Wide your command authorization to dispatch payload to the supply queue.
Ouch. I might just die here. We shall see. I am not good at fighting these Carnifexes, especially while I am getting shot. I'm going to need some health. I am dangerously low. I am going to die here most likely. It's okay if I do. Things are gonna happen. You're gonna struggle sometimes. Yeah, that guy came out of nowhere. Again, died to a Carnifex. Those are my weaknesses. I struggle with the Carnifexes. I don't know why. They're not even nearly as bad as the Neurothropes are. take him out, and then I will deal with the Carnifex, because I do have my scan back. And to be honest with you, I am just tired of Carnifexes downing me in these videos. There we go. This Carnifex down, finally. Took him long enough. Let's head him down. We have 2 of the relic datas. Move forward.
According to facility schematics, there is a transport lift that leads to the platform.
This will move us on to the next area.
You recite the Codex well, but what of the scriptures?
It's embarrassing having died
joined the Brotherhood
twice
Club in
to
meditation most days. Doing no training.
Carnifexes in these videos already. Hello. Okay. I will go ahead and take this. Once you get that scan, you are pretty much very easily going to down an enemy. Low health again, but that's okay. Down. Down. Move on.
The lights will guide us, brothers.
The Guardian Relic. This is going to be nice since I am already low health and I do have mortal wounds. Again, things are going to happen. You are not always going to have a perfect run. These are the runs that YouTubers don't show you, especially the bigger YouTubers. However, this is still going up on the channel. You guys are going to see this. Might be a little embarrassing, but that's fine. This is to show things happen. Things are gonna happen. I'm not just gonna cherry pick and show you the best games that I ever have. And just say, oh, well, this class is unkillable.
Instrumental in the Emperor's plans.
Down him. And I don't need Gene Seed because I do have everything fully leveled up on this class. Ouch.
Storm has dissipated.
You wanna fight? Okay. We'll move forward some more. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my mortal wounds. That gets rid of that. If you heal to full health with a stem, just in case anybody does not know, you regain. Well, you take off your mortal wounds, and that is really nice. A Gene Seed can spawn back here along with a relic. Each one can spawn there. And I'm pretty sure that's the last location that I know of personally. Come on now. Thank you. Okay. Moving forward. I'll take these grenades, they are nice.
We are back on the move.
We're gonna go ahead and take out those spore mines. Let them eliminate a lot of the health on these guys. There's an extremist enemy, it's probably a Ravener. If I had to guess. It might be a Lurker or a Lictor. Oh, it's a Ravener. I knew it was. Instant headshot kill. He's down. Another one. This is a massive wave, so now I get to show you how the tactical can do so. Oh yeah, there can also be one spawn back here. A GNC can spawn right back there in that corner. He is down. I got my health back along with my armor. Another one down. Right here is another execution. Right there, another execution. This grenade launcher is just so strong. Another execution. More downed enemies. Another execution. I mean, it's just unstoppable. Tactical is definitely one of the strongest classes, especially when it comes to putting out that damage. Wait till you see the range damage that I have gotten at the end of this mission.
The Emperor sees.
Another one down. That's just how this build goes. If you're playing the tactical correctly, you are going to do the most damage. What in the world just happened there? That dude definitely has the jets. Wish I had the same jets he did on my assault. He must have downloaded the new DLC. Still got 2 grenades. But I also have another scan. Another one down. And yeah, I got low health. That's okay. Another one down. I did not play that well here, but it doesn't matter. Because I'm playing tactical, it does not matter. Down. Again. Just doesn't stop. Spam your grenades. Spam these.
I am content in my duty.
3 grenades is all it takes when you don't have your scan up. Another execution. Another Zoan throat. Down. Instant kill. 1 bullet was all it took. 1 round out of my magazine. Still got 9 grenades. This is the end of the mission. This is the easiest part, I feel like. Sometimes you'll still struggle here. But I will try to teach the appropriate way to avoid struggling here. That first one did not care that I just fired a grenade at him and his buddies. Grab this, meds, interact. Let's head to the other side. Down immediately. Now these trains will help to take out the ones that attack the train. You want to take them out first. There. So they're going to be on this side, so we're going to go ahead and hit this. That way they'll get taken out. Because then we don't have to worry about it. Train is covered. Those guys are down. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this again because it's nice to hit it. Got my health back. Just like the Melta, you can get all of your health back as long as you have that heal. That bug works on every gun in the game. Of course, it's going to be easier with the Melta versus other guns, but this just goes to show this is not just a bug with the Melta. Take him out. This should give me my ammo back. It did. Full ammo once again. And then 50. Definitely taking him out. Need to get to that other side. Correct this power fault.
Coordinate precisely. Fix the charging station and defend the train simultaneously.
There is a lictor. Down. That's another execution. That is my ammo back once again. Need to get to the other side. Actually gonna take this Melta. Always nice to have a Melta bomb on you. I know I'm working on it. That's why I'm not Ninja City. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this lictor. Perfect. And another banner down. Like, honestly, this AI is doing work. Tactical is such a good class. Yeah, here we go.
Yes, bro.
Done. I never used any of my regular grenades, or the Melta, or the shock, none of that. I am going to skip this cutscene. Anybody that enjoys it, I'm sorry. It's gone. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, leave a like, hit subscribe. I would love to do more of these videos. I am loving this game. I have almost every character to 25 so far. I am working on getting the last two. I have my Vanguard at level 18, my Sniper at level 16. When I get those up there, they will also have their own build videos. As for me, that's going to be it from me for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you would change anything personally, how you run your tactical. I would love to see the difference between everybody. But with this build here, I got 25,780 range damage for 419 kills on one of the easiest missions in the game. Love this mission actually, it is a lot of fun. Go ahead and go through these. And once again, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.